Thinks Trump's only building walls at the border or on trade? Think again. Now those walls are going up around America's campuses. On May 22nd, U.S. Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem dropped the bombshell on Harvard, the nation's oldest and most prestigious university. Its certification for Student and Exchange Visitor Program, or SEVP, was revoked. That means Harvard can no longer enroll international students, forcing nearly 7,000 of them, over 27% of student body, to transfer to another school or risk losing their legal status in the U.S. Now imagine being one of those students, just months away from earning your PhD, suddenly scrambling to find a new school, a new advisor, and a new visa. For thousands, it's a full-blown derailment of their academic and professional futures.
Trump is using us right now as poker chips in a battle between the White House and Harvard, and really I think it's just dehumanizing.
So what's behind all this chaos? According to the Department of Homeland Security's official website, Harvard is being held accountable for collaboration with the CCP, fostering violence, anti-Semitism, and pro-terrorist conduct from students on its campus.
I think Harvard's a disgrace. I think what they did was a disgrace. They're obviously anti-Semitic.
This crackdown didn't come out of nowhere. Since Trump's 2025 return, elite universities have been singled out as centers of woke indoctrination. In February, the Justice Department formed the Task Force on Campus Anti-Semitism, accusing Harvard, Columbia, and several others of failing to protect Jewish students. Columbia already felt the heat, losing $400 million in federal funding over alleged inaction against harassment, and quickly bowed to pressure from Washington. Then DHS demanded Harvard hand over records of so-called illegal or violent activity by foreign students. When Harvard refused, DHS pulled its certification. The message was clear: comply or be cut off. Campuses that once thrived on free thought and debate have become places of fear and uncertainty for students and faculty alike. And this goes far beyond the stated fight against anti-Semitism. It's also about targeting people based on where they're from. The administration is ramping up visa bans on Chinese students, treating them all as national security risks. Leading the charge is Republican Congressman Riley Moore, who is pushing the bill that would impose a blanket ban on student visas for all Chinese nationals.
So we got 300,000 Chinese nationals here in our research institutes, in our universities. They're out here doing fellowships and internships at some of the industries that are involved in critical national security priorities.
States like Ohio are following suit, cutting off research partnership with Chinese universities, slashing funding, and canceling exchange programs, all under the pretense of national security. We tried reaching out to professors and scholars for comment. Most didn't respond. Those who did said no. Even outside the US, many refused to speak publicly. Students fear that criticizing Trump administration could cost them their visas. Scholars are staying silent to protect their careers. But let's be honest, this isn't about keeping America safe, it's about collective punishment. Chinese students, like those at Harvard, aren't being treated as scholars anymore. They're being used as political tools in a larger game to contain China and score points at home. Harvard is pushing back. The university has filed a lawsuit against the Department of Homeland Security, calling the decision unlawful, discriminatory, and a direct threat to its institutional independence. This fight isn't just Harvard's. It's a test of whether America still stands for openness, collaboration, and academic freedom, the very principles that once made it a global leader. For generations, the US rose to greatness by welcoming the world's brightest minds, fueling innovation and influence on an unmatched scale. As Dr. Michio Kaku, a leading theoretical physicist, warned years ago.
You realize that in the United States, 50% of all PhD candidates are foreign-born? At my system, one of the biggest in the United States, 100% of the PhD candidates are foreign-born. The United States is a magnet sucking up all the brains of the world, but now the brains are going back.
On the 23rd, The Hong Kong University of Science and Technology said they are happy to welcome these international students and will take transfer applications with no strings attached. Macau's Educational Authority promised to support students caught up in the U.S. decision to revoke Harvard's SEVP certification. Meanwhile, by turning visas and education into political weapons, the U.S. isn't just losing talent, it's dismantling the very legacy that built its global influence.